Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the second best way, because I'm a big proponent of around is the best way to reach me.
Stays Crunchy.
For those who need instant gratification, however, you're not going to get that from the reach around. You get that from Twitter, which the show's feed is @SkimPod. That's SKIMPOD, like the band that was popular in the early 2000s.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient among you, and let's be honest, who really is patient out there anymore? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, again, being spelled with a K. We're available via Apple Podcast, which I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know what the fuck that is. Stitcher Radio, which I haven't used in quite some time, but I bet a bunch of you do. TuneIn Radio, once again, I have no idea what that is, but we're on it. Google Play, which I have access to, but I never use. And of course, the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the show if you enjoy what we do here.
Stays Crunchy.
So, I've heard that the band plays on here at Skim, which, in this instance, I believe Skim is the network. It's the idea. It's not the actual Skim. And those members of Skim provide to you a pod called Cast, which I've heard through the grapevine is a music discussion show. And I know everyone out there likes music unless you're some kind of weirdo. They talk mostly about hip-hop. I'm being told that's the foundation of which it's built. I've been trying to get them to talk about Taylor Swift, but so far all I hear is that they don't like her. So they're saying that if they want the show to be dope, which is what they're claiming it is, no Taylor Swift. But if you want to hear some Kanye West discussion, I've heard Common been brought up on there. Check that out. And if you want to speak to us on our personal Twitters, the man of 1,000 nicknames is Tatum216. The real ODP, that ODB, the original Golden Koki. We have our host, Tayrell713. And of course, I am Lunchbox2099, not 2099, 2099.
No more.
Let's go on. We'll start shit. Trying to swallow some food. I'm like hungry, dizzy hungry. It's the worst kind of hungry.
I know that feeling, brother.
I found these sausages. I want to see you a picture of these. Like straight up, they swear they pork free. Just chicken joints. They say they pork free, nitrite free, whatever, so forth and so on. I found them at John Eagle. Little on the pricier side, but I was like, they taste real good. I tried the buffalo chicken one.
Okay. I always find that finding good food is sometimes difficult.
My man did hook this fuck out with this turkey burger though. Respect it.
I disagree with people that say that eating healthy is cheap, or it can be cheap, because some areas don't even have grocery stores. So
this is Stays Crunchy Milk episode 2. This is 241.
Shit, weren't we just on like 223 last week?
239 went up today. I do believe we were ended up recording last week, right? We did, right?
yeah, we recorded last week.
So that makes this one 241. And I, your host, again, there's Tayrell713, I'm on a fucking diet. And it is not that it's sucking. I'm doing okay so far. It's difficult. It costs a couple bucks more. But I seem to be doing okay. But today, for the first time, it's like deep into it, I'm feeling it. Like, I'm like, maybe my body's finally been rid of all the sugar that was hanging out.
All your reserves are going.
That's what I'm saying.
That last Mike and Ike from 1985 is gone.
Shit, he's so craving right now. He might start eating banana runts.
Yeah, bananas is just the worst. Your boy don't eat bananas. I think we discussed that on the show before. Not my apologies.
You don't eat nothing yellow, people.
That is a lie. I enjoy yellow bell peppers.
Bananas, mustard, Asians.
Racist ass. How else do we get called yellow?
Because white people are stupid.
I guess they really are.
Those particular ones were.
Like, you were reaching real hard to go and call that person is yellow in its coloration. Like, oh, okay.
So, when somebody was a coward, you called them yellow.
Okay.
So, as far as I know,
Well, he don't eat cowards either.
you know, they had the Asian people working on the railroads out west, and maybe that's how I caught on. Like, y'all yellow.
I guess because them folks that building a railroad was one of the most insanely dangerous things we did in this country. This is why they had them do it.
Dynamite.
Always trying to pass the work off.
I always feel like that gets swept under the rug a lot too.
How dangerous railroad work was?
No, how like the country kind of like just enslaved Asian families and did that shit.
It's like,
I have friends who like family members were a part of that.
yeah. Like the railroad or the internment during World War II?
Camps.
Yeah, I was saying the internment during World War II. Yeah, that's some. People always want to. People seem to want to remind people of it when they say, "Well, it's not that we're gonna put them in camps," because in reality, it's not like we hadn't done it before.
Yeah.
So
I think it's always like, never forget 9/11. Never forget, Sandy Hook. But forget about enslaving and shit and people being hurt. Mm-hmm. What our country is founded on.
we don't. They don't forget, and they don't be forgetting either. They saying like, "What are you talking about? You got to get over it." Like, no, guy.
They don't forget. They call it the good old days.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's as of late. Where people have decided to say, we
even know the statue.
This is the wildest shit out there in these streets.
Never forget. How we owned your ass.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. They try to put that on a humble. Ugh. I want to walk down that path. It's a comedy show. I used to try to chuckle at it.
Just thought I made it funny.
Speaking of,
it was upsetting.
Speaking of chuckling, I had something I thought was pretty funny sparkling water. That my son Anthony said. So we've been having this, not necessarily an argument, but we were at the. It started at home. My youngest son Emery been scratching the shit out of me, and I was like, I need to find an Emery board. He was like, my son Anthony was like, what? No, he got confused the fact that it's called an Emery board, and my son's name is Emery, and he was just like, no, that's an Anthony board. I was like, no, it's not.
He's the fucking jealous type.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, that's most kids, especially at this age. But then when I actually bought it, he, I thought he had forgot. Well, you know what? At this point, I should never think he forgets about anything. And he was like, "Oh, there's the Anthony board." So I was like, "Okay."
There's no forgetting in jealousy.
And so I just said, but from now on, we'll just call it a nail file, okay? Let's just, keep it where it is.
I mean, if they were older, he'd probably use that shit as an insult.
Oh.
But right now, it's just, what about me? What about Anthony?
Yeah,
8 years old. Motherfucker, you're named after a nail file. Shut the fuck up.
And I think, especially as they get older, Emery is already not even half Anthony's size. Anthony is 3. Emery is
7 months.
He'll be 9 months this month on the 26th, and he's gonna have a big little brother. He's not gonna have somebody that's gonna just be like, somebody he can just literally push around. It's not gonna happen.
My brother been tighter than me his whole goddamn life. And he always pushed me around. You be thinking that shit ain't gonna happen until you get pushed around by that little motherfucker.
I'll tell you, as someone who was always the tallest, it's a culture shock when you find out you're no longer the tallest.
Who's the tallest now?
I think my one brother's taller than me. I think he would be my next closest.
Okay.
And Box ain't tiny, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Box like 6 feet more and some change, right?
That makes this one.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Depending on what shoes I'm wearing.
somebody coming along to just out the size you is not a.
Well, it's not like he's like gigantic, but
Yeah,
there ain't no looking down anymore.
Yes, I'm saying.
yeah, but at the same time, you still got the moves, and you still got the know-how.
It's the wisdom that'll get you through it.
See, not far off.
Shit, he looks 3 feet tall.
Yeah, you're almost there.
He lanky. You'll eat a shot from his mom. He'll be a beast.
Yeah, they've been playing catch a lot lately, while I've been in the kitchen making dinner.
So we already developing them hands.
Yeah.
Gotta get him one of those balls like LeBron be kneeling on.
Oh, to work on the core?
Yeah, just have him in the playpen kneeling on that shit, throwing them binkies.
It was funny. He officially crawled as far as I could see yesterday. Like I hadn't seen him crawl before. He crawled from the living room to his room, and I was impressed because he was just doing like the what's that? The pleasure principle move. We had one knee on the ground and the other knee in the air, and doing like this. But now he's actually crawling.
He's like, oh, I got a whole nother knee over here. Man, I could have been using this.
He's a lot different than his brother is.
The joy of mobility.
His core is pretty tight.
You got a swift punch.
Oh hell yeah! I was doing something at the end of the bed, and like Anthony, it was like me, Anthony, and my girlfriend all in our bed watching TV, and I'm at like the foot of the bed, and Emery's foot is near my face, and he said, "Ooh." Right in my lip. Man, that shit hurted super bad. It felt like somebody just like them little legs was strong as hell. He kicked the shit out of my mouth. I tasted that silver taste. I was like, what the fuck? I ain't do nothing to you.
Kicking like a mule. Oh my goodness.
How has daylight savings day be treating y'all? It's been kicking my
I'm fucking
butt.
exhausted, man.
I feel like I finally got it dialed in last night. I went to bed.
At 6 o'clock.
No, I went to bed like I literally headed upstairs like a little bit before 10. I laid down. I turned on what's the show you put me on to?
This is us.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I think it's
With the lady with the short hair.
Yeah. Put that on.
Is Sass liking it?
Yeah. Nah, cause she don't get. She been watching Freaks and Geeks.
Okay.
She's like, can I put on Freaks and Geeks? I'm like, no, I'm trying to watch this.
Yeah.
So she been watching.
Is that the first time watching it?
Yeah. So,
I wonder is Under Claire still on Netflix?
So we just been like, I just kind of laid in bed. I played a little solitaire on my phone. Kind of listened to this lady sing drone on. I fell asleep, man, and I woke up this morning to the alarm. I didn't like wake up early. Yesterday I woke up early. Like it's a train that it goes by in the neighborhood, and I feel like it goes by. Would it be going by earlier or later now? I feel like it probably is on the same schedule, and I just heard it because you know what I'm saying now it's 5 as opposed to 4 in the morning where I'm in a deeper sleep, you know. So the train horn really had me like what, and I really woke up. So I woke up like 4 minutes before the alarm yesterday, and so I just the moments make all the difference, and how you get woken up make all the difference too. So
Doesn't matter if you stay woke.
Cause they be creeping.
Well, like I said, I got today. Like I said, since the first day, I'm like, okay, feeling good. I got up, I sat down, watched a little news this morning. Took a shower, got the kids lunch together. We got out the house in time. Yeah, like today is rolling pretty well. No work at work, but
Yeah. Today we had a March Madness competition. It's an older lady we work with, and it was real fucking hot in the cafeteria. And I wanted to say a certain saying, but I didn't want to use cuss words. So we talking. I'm like, man, I'm sweating like a lady of the night in church in here. and she thought that was real funny, even though I know this lady likes to cuss on the low, but I still kept a respect for her.
that is something that has come to mind to me as of late. My girlfriends sister has kids already, and her kids around the same age as my kids. And she started early in life.
Is she older or younger?
She the second child. She younger than Sassy.
Okay.
So her daughter, same age as my son. So they saying great and all that shit. And she be cussing around her mama.
Oh shit.
And I be so fucked with. And I be almost wanting to be like, hold on, man, you gotta watch your mouth, little homie. But I can't, because that ain't my kids, and I ain't whatever about that. Because somebody says some shit to my kids, I'll be like, what the fuck is going on here, little homie? So, but
I don't know. It takes a village.
I don't. I to this day don't really cuss around my mom. Every now and again, it just slip because that's who I am.
Yeah.
But I really try not to cuss around my mama. And I always told my kids, you can cuss all you want, just don't do it to me. Don't do it to my face. Don't do it around me. Don't do it around other adults. It's gonna get you caught up. Like if you cussing is what it is. It's good. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to cuss. I don't worry about it. It's just,
I try not to cuss in front of my mother. It slips out every once in a while because I do a fair amount of cussing, but I do want to I want to kind of dial it back because my oldest son do repeat everything I say.
Yeah, you at that age.
Oh man,
sweet spot.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. I forgot what I said recently, but he said I said, man, I said I know I said effing. And he was like, he repeated it, and I was just like, come on, man. he did some other bullshit the other day, right? So I was in my room with a hot I just got a bag full of Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Not the bag you gave me. That's a different bag. And I gave it to him because I was feeling generous so hard. And I'm like, go to your room. Look, mama, look what I got. I'm like, you little motherfucker. Why you do that?
You blew my spot all the way up.
And he was like, look what I got. I was like, what? I asked him why. I said, why you do that, man? Mama about to leave and to go to work in 5 minutes. All you had to do was go to your room. The rest of that part was in my head. And then I got a text message later on like, why you giving Anthony cars in the morning? I'm like, because I didn't say because I wanted to. I just did the PC text like, I'll not do that anymore. Okay. Because I understand where she coming from. She don't want to raise a spoiled kid who just think he gonna get shit. But guess what? He gonna just get shit sometimes. And I don't like I said, I didn't argue the point. I didn't feel deem it necessary. But
I don't think you spoil your kids. I don't think you will spoil your kids. I don't spoil my kids, but you sent me that link to that shirt and said I thought it was dope. So I ordered that shirt and I found what shirt that I thought Lil would like too. So I was like, cool, they both get shirts.
Yeah.
It's not me spoiling them. I think of my children. I think, what would be something they would enjoy.
Yeah, fucking spoil her too. So
that's the point. And it's not like it's like you want me to not be who I am if you ask me not to give people give things or give gifts.
I listen, but I'll be talking in another 5 minutes.
I mean, we there's three of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing about Gabe. Gabe Gabe got like 4 kids and a wife. He got a lot to be taken care of. But us 3 in particular are very gifty-givey. You know what I'm saying? We constantly like, oh, I came across something I thought you like, it was dope. And you know what I'm saying? We'll pass it off. What was it?
I just tasted a little bit of citrus.
I caught a little like on that my most recent sip too. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, but
that's who we are as a unit as it is. It's just who we are. We are people who think we're giving people who think of other people. It's like, and I'm relatively sure it came from maybe all people. Like you were saying, your grandma gave to you a lot, so of course you are a giving person. You know what I'm saying? Your mom gave to you, so you're a giving person.
I was just, like, my grandmother, we used to.
I think I got balanced though. Not to try and cut you off.
No, that's all right.
My grandmother spoiled the shit out of me, but then like when I was at my dad's house, I was basically like Cinderella.
What? You went from the prince to the pauper?
Well, it was like I'd go over there and I have to cut the grass and take the trash out and do the dishes.
It's same difference.
Vacuum, clean the bathroom. I did my own laundry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but at the same time, like your dad said before, like if he knows you okay though, like you know how to
well, what I meant though
yourself.
is like if I never had to do any of that shit and I only was just handed shit, then yeah, I'd probably be spoiled and not appreciate things.
Yeah.
Well, for now,
but it's hard to like give it. Well, he's what? He just turned 3.
he just turned 3 Sunday.
Yeah.
it's hard to give a 3-year-old responsibilities.
And
That'll be coming soon.
It'll be books and stuff that'll tell you should be having them do this.
Well, the
that,
only
and
thing you
third.
can really do is, like, if you're dusted, you can hand them a rag and tell them to wipe something off.
I guess, but I don't, like I said, I never wanted my children dusting any of my, like, I barely want them dusting my shit now because, like, it's expensive electronics.
Don't you think that might be a problem? That, like, if your kid's about to be in high school, you can't even trust them to dust off, like, a record player?
My daughter is the one who does. Xander is the floors man in this in our situation. So what it is I just haven't dialed in a specific way because I know them as people. I'm sure my kid could wipe it off, but I'm also sure that my daughter rushes, and so dusting makes her slow her ass little ass down. So it's like, look what you're doing. Look back there. See back there, right by that speaker that you missed, full of dust. Go ahead and get that. It is all these things are guiding principles in my situation. I'm teaching lessons that need to be that they need to pick up on. So that's just what it is. They don't even know how to sweep and mop the floor. Lily needs to learn how to sweep the floor too. That'll be her next step. Because she a half-ass just like her daddy used to half-ass it. At some point, somebody will teach her. Hopefully, it's me. I didn't learn how to really truly mop a floor until I got my first actual gig at Raleigh some years later. Louisville Chrislip, word to you, Louisville, wherever you are in this life, taught me how to mop a motherfucking floor. I can mop the floor the best of them now.
Yeah, I feel like, especially, in this society where we do work 40 hours a week, you do got to find that balance in like, you fucking up, and I really need to get this done because this is us come on at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's also something like this morning we was leaving, and Lil just like had been laying on the couch this morning before we were about to leave. She just get up and knock all the goddamn pillows on the floor, and I'm like, hey, I'll pick them pillows up. Okay, she just gently placed the pillow back. I'm like, we have to make moves. I gotta get your brother to school by this time, and you to the sitters over someone. Pick the goddamn pillows up with some expedience. I could have did it myself. I would have did it myself, but I was like, nope, let her do it. That way she does it. So that's all that is, man. That's just training and getting them right and so forth.
Yeah, it's funny, like certain things that he can do at daycare because he goes to a home facility. I'm like, man, you're not gonna be doing that bullshit at my house. Like, you're not gonna be standing up on the couch. You're not gonna be putting my pillows on the floor. Mm-hmm. We got floor pillows. That's not a floor pillow. That's the couch pillow. Pick that up right now. So yeah, it's you gotta rein it in sometimes.
And like I said, it comes with it comes with the territory. Like I said, you gonna figure your children out and how to teach them and what they need to learn and why.
Like I said, my girlfriend were talking about how Emery is just doing shit that that Anthony did like way later in life. Mm-hmm. Like you can't Emery be laying like laying on the changing table and just start moving like a crocodile, doing the spin and stuff. I'm like, Anthony was doing that like at 18 months. So we're gonna have some trouble on our hands.
Lily was way easier to potty train than Xander was.
Yeah.
But once Xander figured it out, it was figured out as all things my child does on his time and not mine. Because I remember to this day, me and his mom was sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden we just hear like it sounds like somebody pissing in the bathroom. What the fuck? Yeah. Because like I said, at this point I didn't realize my man knew how to do it. And so I go in the bathroom and I catch him he had figured out he kind of like would sit forward on the toilet, pee down into it, and he worked it out himself that way. That's like he got it down. And like I said, he did that himself. There was a potty right there. We had been trying to get him to use the potty and so forth.
You like to use the toilet?
Yeah, he dialed it in and got it right, and it's been pretty good ever since.
Yeah. Anthony's he's pretty much potty trained. Like oh man, it was this one night. I don't know what was on his brain, but he was like, I missed. I'm like, what? And it was just piss everywhere. I was like, what the fuck, man? And it was just like it was his pull up was over on the floor, and then it was just piss. And I was just like, let's get out of here. And then one time he had peed and pooped, and when he was getting up from the potty, it stuck to his butt. Like I guess the moisture. Yeah. And then it was just like, oh my god. It's so funny. Like you don't imagine that you're gonna be picking up shit and stuff like that, but it happens.
Yeah.
Like,
So, you see, you came with a bunch of little babies, brothers and sisters. So I know you've been changing diapers since the get.
I've done a few, but not many.
All right,
That's one of the areas where I did not want to lend assistance.
yeah, it does get easier. Well, I guess it does get easier.
Well, yeah, eventually they start doing it in the toilet if you do it right.
Yeah, in the toilet, but in between that whole transition where they shitting in a bucket pretty much. That's all the party is.
Yeah.
It sucks. I mean, I'd rather you shit in your diaper than me have to, clean a bucket full of shit out.
Shit, man, the way things go at work, I've been thinking about just wearing adult Depends.
Man.
I'm fucking tired of getting up, having to go to the bathroom, walk to the one bathroom, it's full. Walk all the way to the other side of the fucking building, go to that bathroom, it's fucking full. So then I gotta do the walk of shame all the fucking way back to my desk and sit there having, like, with that feeling of, like, oh, I gotta shit right now.
I will always make a little stopover back to the center one to see if anybody done cleared out. And if not, I'm headed for the dough.
Yeah, it's that one bathroom that's in the middle. The fucking one of the urinals is broke, and I'm not gonna be sitting in a pissy puddle.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that when I went in earlier.
I went in, seen there was still that pissy puddle, grabbed a paper towel, opened the door back again, and just went to the other one. Yeah, it's been a whole initiative at work about keeping the bathrooms cleaner, but this week it just said fuck it. Yeah, I feel you. Or you can get one of those things where it won't work for poo. But you can get, like, it's almost like wearing a condom. Then the piss thing it go down and like it's a bucket tied to your leg.
Like a camel bag for my bladder.
Yes.
I wish that evil upon nobody.
But sometimes it gotta go down. Everybody's on their phone and not paying attention to the show.
Well, no,
I'm paying attention. I was just fucking talking.
Box tweeted, and it popped up on my phone to say Box tweeted. I'm like, what's going on?
You tweeting about the game?
No, he had tweeted about the Browns because that's been on.
Oh, about Joe Thomas?
No, our cornerback.
They released Jason McCourty 5 minutes ago.
Oh shit! What are we gonna do?
What corner did I just see? Is Arizona's corner? No, somebody's corner is out there on the market right now.
Yeah, it was Arizona. Honey Badger.
Okay.
He was a safety.
Oh. No, somebody's literal cornerback got released. So it ain't that dude. It's somebody else. Some other team's corner is out there on the free market. I just saw somebody released him. Can't think of who. This Brown shit done got me back to thinking about football, which I normally look. I didn't watch. I was just talking to Box about it yesterday. I didn't watch a single football game last year, but the Super Bowl. I was really on some motherfucking football because of Colin Kaepernick and CTE and stuff like that there. And I have an 0-16 home team. So, I mean, look, there's really not to be appreciative of in the game of football.
But this year we're going to go 8-12.
This including the preseason, repping that up in there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that's the case, we went 4-16 last year.
Oh, yeah, we did win all our preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had to go all out for the ones that matter.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know, man. It's the sport time of year. Like every like you're saying, it's March Madness. Is we were just saying the NCAA wrestling tournament is here. It's almost draft time, so of course football is paramount in this football-based town.
It's always. I feel like the Cavaliers is like that child that tries too hard and finally did some shit, and then we still don't care about them. And the Indians.
You know we do. Well, that's the so yeah. So spring training is popping. We've been doing real well with spring training, and
well, I don't give a shit about spring training.
I know, but
I was telling him. I know, I told you.
Yeah.
But yeah, spring training don't matter for shit. They're just playing themselves into the shape. Opening day is not for another month.
Yeah, I just feel like we focus a lot on the Browns, even though like I think this year I'm gonna go to a game because my girlfriend likes the Browns,
well, the problem with the Cavs right now is one,
they're not winning.
They're like a third of the team is hurt, and so they're barely winning.
Yeah.
And two, they're on the West Coast, so the games aren't coming on until like 10:30, and I'm fucking exhausted as it is. I can't be staying up until 2 o'clock to watch them lose by 30.
Yeah.
So One of our
What
coaches.
seed are we right now?
Fourth
Okay.
by like half a game.
Pacers ahead of us.
I don't even know. I think it's. I know it's Toronto and Boston. It might be the Wizards. I think the Pacers are back, but I haven't looked in a couple days.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get it together before before the playoffs start.
I just know J.R. Smith's probably gonna just like stab Ty Lue on the bus one of these days.
Hot soup on the pat of boom boom.
Standings. Let's take a quick look.
He's gonna walk by with a bag of soup and be like, "Motherfucker."
Indiana is up on us by half a game.
Okay.
Washington's behind us by a full game. So I ain't tripping off of it. I'm not. I'm like we like he said, we got some injuries and so forth. We got some things we got to get down
And
at.
they say Kevin Love should be back in like 2 weeks.
They're saying he's coming back next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. So
But yeah, I mean, like, even still, like, next week's already in like the 20s of the month, like, and the end of the season's like April 15th.
Yeah.
So you got 2.5, 3 weeks to get this motherfucker back into game shape and integrated with 4 new players in the rotation.
well, that's kind of my hope that we all can get it. We can get it right early. I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but like the chances of them pulling all this shit together and winning a championship,
Slim to none. I get that. I get that.
I guess at this point it's just don't lose to Boston. That's all I ask. If you're gonna take a knee like for anybody, just let Toronto win. I don't mind them.
Yeah, they've been out there, and that seems like the old school. Remember, for years the Bulls couldn't get past the Pistons. I don't know. Maybe you don't remember that, but
I'm aware of it.
yeah, and then they finally they pulled together. So maybe we are Toronto's Pistons. You know what I'm saying? They can finally get past
Toronto, like, they've done an impressive job with their scouting department.
Yeah.
Because, like, their bench is now a strength of their team. Like, when we played them, like, 2 months ago or whatever, I hadn't really seen them play much this year because I've watched Cavs games, but I haven't watched a lot of, like, non-Cavs games. So I knew what the standings were and stuff, but I just assumed that it was the DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry show again.
Yeah.
But having seen them play, like, no, their bench is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I don't know. I still hold out hope for the Cavs all the time.
That's why. Of course I do.
Yeah, I'm not, like, hoping
No.
that they lose or anything. Shit, I got money on them right now in Vegas.
Yeah, I just want to
buy to that $40.
Yeah. So what? I have backup teams. We talked about this not too long ago. What's you guys backup teams?
In basketball, I like the notion of the Lakers. I don't think I like the Lakers right now. But
I fucking hate the Lakers.
the Lake Show was always something dope, man. It's just right now I don't know. They are in the midst of some.
Yeah, the Showtime era was great.
Yeah.
But like the Dallas Mavericks have always been my backup team.
Yeah.
Until the year LeBron went away, and they tried to call them the Cavricks, and I didn't fuck with that. I don't like that. I really don't like their owner right now either. But
I liked the Miami Heat when it was like just Dwayne Wade. And then when the whole
And Shaq?
LeBron thing happened, I was like, fuck the Miami Heat. And
yeah, I go way back. Like when Morning was on there.
Yeah,
with
Morning,
Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, I watched that
Jinx
shit when I was
O'Neal
a kid.
Coke.
Ronnie Cycling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched that shit. I like the Mavericks.
I used to like the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, when Barkley and Kevin Johnson and shit.
KJ, Dan Marley.
I just edited a show last night with this man making a guest appearance. Here he come again. I'm like, go that way.
This motherfucker must be a listener in this. I was like, I want to hear me. I want to hear myself again. Oh yeah, speaking of shows, we didn't address what's the name of that fucking podcast that stole our clip?
I don't recall the name of that podcast that stole our clip. Let's see if I can dig that up right quick.
So what
Did they at least like link it?
Not that I saw. They just
Said
said,
the Facebook page.
yeah, it was it. That was, yeah, what was up that?
So we were featured on the show, or I guess they do like a talk soup type shit for podcasts. Not even talk soup, just a clip show.
Talk soup. Don't they at least talk about the subject?
Yeah, because they didn't do that. They just had a clip of us talking.
The Old Steel Radio Show, a.k.a.
Yeah.
the Steel House.
They steal shit.
My back just popped. That was great.
And for some reason or not, they took a clip of our show and put it on there. And apparently that's what they do. This week's podcast segment featuring these fine shows: Christian and Damon's Amazing Nerd Show, Stage Crunchy Milk, and Late Drinkers. There were ads on this show from Thinking Outside the Long Box, Juliet Miranda, Angry Old Man Podcast, Fat Boys to Men, Corey Quattrell, Sacalapso Skull. So, I was like, what is going on? Why is this people tagging my show and stuff and talking about I'm on their show and having not said to me at all, hey, can we maybe do this, or asking any type of permission, or just tweeting at me and saying, hey, we do this. Any kind of number of contacts, and I'm not shitting on them for it. I just was like, if anything, that means they either listen to our show or have listened to our show enough to like say, hey, that's kind of funny, or interesting enough that they thought they put on their show. But I don't know these people. I don't think I follow them anywhere. Like I said, I went and poked through the feeds and stuff like that there. So
I don't think I follow anybody anymore.
Man, someone we don't know found the show. Man, it only took 5 years for our goal to be achieved.
Well, no, we didn't know Sleeper hit before the show.
I don't know. I didn't know the Chaffee before. The Chaffee got me from a guest spot on the Mommy Gamer. So it's like people come through. It is what it is. I'm out here. I am on Word to the Mother podcast talking about a Tribe Called Quest. It is out and available. I probably will, if I remember, I'll throw a link to the episode up in this show. I'll be back on that show this Sunday talking about Snoop Dogg. So, I believe we'll just focus on Doggy Style, his first album. So, I got invited back. The Tribe show went well enough that I got invited back for another one. So, there you go.
I'm going to do a new show called Yo Mama, where we just crack on each other's moms. And then women on Twitter got to tell us that we're holding back feminism.
Did that happen?
No, I said they're gonna.
Oh, you have plans. You do goals that they will do this.
I figure that's the way it's going to go.
I don't understand how.
You're not empowering women by making fun of other people's moms. You know, moms are women too.
We'll see how that goes. I would love you host the show talking about somebody's mom.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that shit. I'm too fucking lazy. I've done that shit. No more.
Cracking mama jokes.
I barely show up to this shit anymore.
You come through.
There's probably gonna be some lean weeks coming up.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. Like I said, if we
probably shouldn't put this one on the show. This conversation on the show. Y'all don't need to tune in for like 3 months. It's gonna be real bad.
We'll make all these things work because these things work. So I don't trip off of it. I always be wanting to. I'll be trying to figure out how to make guests happen. The only way it happens is we sitting at a table and can Skype somebody in. So
yeah, we're probably going maybe have to do some Skype shows. Period. Like maybe a night show. I still got a computer.
Yeah, I got my little setup in the basement now.
Yeah, so it can work. Getting Gabe to do it, getting it to work. All this be whatever.
He'll just probably have to come to your house at night.
That's fine. I mean, if he can. Like I said, I don't know if he is allowed to do that or whatever. So
allowed.
just to definitely stay in.
Well,
because he's looking forward to. He's been saying he looks forward to listen to the ones that he's not on.
Is they are just a surprising, he's just a fan of the show at that point. Again.
Yeah, I like listening to the ones I'm not on. Those are all pretty good, except for it always seem like y'all be saying some shit. I'm like, come on, man! I said that shit when I was on the show. Have you guys heard of this thing called bagels? They're delicious. What the fuck, man? I don't talk about that shit a ton of times.
Look, I talked about Hot Ones a grip before my man was like, oh yeah, I've been watching Hot Ones. Like, all I do is talk about Hot Ones. This is what it is, man.
Dan be late to the show on some shit. Even on like shit he already knew. He's like, oh yeah, I do know what knocking pussy out like fight night is.
Beat the pussy up.
Sorry, I didn't care enough to learn who the artist was.
Yeah, he did.
Well, we're about to get
yeah, I gotta get back.
vacuumed off the set anyway, so
yeah. And I got a pee real bad.
See, that's easy as that. Look how it all came together. Whatever the hell you want to call it.
Post-production.
Something to that effect. That's
Tatum 216. Lunchbox 2099.
Hold on. It's 2099. You gotta respect the man's statements. It's his name.
I think I've said it like 3 different ways.
I know you have.
You should change it. You should like underscore that shit so you could like 20.
But your intro on the show literally says it's 2099, none of that 2099 shit. So it's like that's why I have to laugh because it's right there on your intro. Army Man is the real ODP,
aka Diana Floss.
I am the Internet's Taylor 713. You just got podcast. Still don't know you loved it. Peace. I get real handsy when I'm on the outro.
Hey, what happened to you? You